Oh my god, it's like been a long time since I did a video on this channel. And this is not a fucking gaming channel. This is, if you want to like see my gaming channel, then go over to Small Flavor Big Bite. So yeah, do that. Do that right now. But this video is going to be a video about uh, what's going on in like the political environment right now. Now, this new incoming Supreme Court Justice, Brett Kavanaugh, right? And the shit that's been going on, and it's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but it's just my opinion. And my opinion is, with this Dr. Blasey Ford character, is she's a fucking liar. And it's coming out that more and more, the more and more that she talks, and the more and more that's being dug into her, it's she's a fucking liar. And it's a coordinated effort to postpone Kavanaugh getting on the Supreme Court, because it'd be mostly Republican Supreme Court, and you know, House and the Senate are mostly Republican, and the election is right around the corner. So they want to have more seats in the House, in the Senate. The Democrats do. They want to have more seats, so they have more say on who goes and who doesn't. Well, with that being said, if you look at it from that perspective, and another perspective is another Republican and a very conservative one that gets on it, there's a chance that Roe versus Wade would be overturned. In my opinion on Roe versus Wade, I don't think that'd ever be overturned. It shouldn't be. It's fine where it's at right now. And most Democrats are scared as fuck about that. With a reasonable understanding that they should be. Now, my whole thing is feminism and the Me Too movement has picked fights with a lot of issues that they just fucking lose on. Alright, now, if you believe that, now, rape is absolutely a horrible crime. Sexual assault is an absolute horrible crime. You should report that shit. If you don't, you're giving the perpetrator of said crime the benefit of the doubt. You're giving them the benefit of the doubt. You're just giving it to them when you don't report. So, there you go. Now, from what I said so far, if that's pissed you off, well, guess what? You're fucking stupid. Okay? Now, when this batshit crazy feminism come into my sphere, when did I start to notice it? Was with the Gamergate shit and the sex negative feminism, and now it's the feminism that says we don't give a fuck about due process. We don't give a fuck about we don't give a fuck about the legal system. You can't waffle it, all right? It's either you believe in due process and you believe in bringing the perpetrators to justice and reporting it, and then actually having evidence, which, you know, you need evidence. I mean, that's the whole deal about reporting. But it sounds like this whole movement is saying we don't give a fuck about due process. We don't give a shit about it. You're guilty until proven innocent, not the other way around. And that totally bucks our democratic legal system and our modern legal system. I mean, If you don't want to fucking believe in due process, then just say, I don't believe in fucking due process. I believe I can accuse anybody and they should go to jail for it, no matter what. No matter what. So, that's the position that you guys, that these people want to have, and it's fucking it's fucking stupid to accuse this guy of sexual assault 36 years after the fact, when it's not a court case, it's a hearing. It's basically a huge job interview. And if you want my opinion on if Kavanaugh should be a Supreme Court judge now, no, he shouldn't. And why do I say this? Because you gave him a huge thorn in his side. His family has been fucked with. His personal life has been fucked with over no evidence, only hearsay, only speculation from a person who has lied, got paid over $700,000 on GoFundMe. So what did she have to gain from this? A lot. There is paid protesters in the hearing. And the accounts of her being claustrophobic, and how the fuck do you live in a 500 square foot apartment, go on a fucking a private plane, and go on all these vacations, and then say you can't fly because you're claustrophobic? Sorry, bitch, you're fucking lying. You're fucking lying. If I was to say that, and the shoe was on the other foot, they could be calling me a fucking liar real quick. But no, she went under the guise of, I was sexually assaulted 30 fucking years ago. And not to only do all that, it goes against due process. The statute of limitations is like, fuck you, we don't give a shit about that. And it just goes into play, you know. Yet again, modern feminism is now picking a losing fight again. And when all the facts come out, what happens when usually when feminism picks a losing fight? What happens? They shut the fuck up real quick and they go back in their corners and then they regroup. Now, before anybody out here says, like, oh, you're a fucking, you know, you're a white male, you don't gotta fucking say. Well, first of all, that's sexist. Second of all, that's racist. And third of all, you're actually preaching tolerance while practicing intolerance. So you're just a fucking hypocrite. So, like I said, I wouldn't want to be accused of a crime and automatically be said that I'm fucking guilty. I just would not want that to happen to me or anybody else. So yeah, that's why we have, you know, like discovery packets. That's why we have evidence. That's why we have investigations. And if these people could get what they want, they don't fucking want that shit. They want this happened to me, throw them in fucking jail. And if it is false of what they're accusing a person of, do they face any legal ramifications at all? At all? Do they face anything? No, they don't. They don't. So it's a zero-sum game for them. You know, they can throw their hat into the ring, and if they're wrong, nothing happens to them. But if they're right, they destroy a fucking life. They destroy lives. They don't give a shit because they have nothing to lose. They have no skin in the game, and that's funny. That's funny to me because it shows what type of fucking piece of shit trash human they really are. I'm gonna start, and I got a lot of skin in the game, okay? I got a lot of skin in this game, okay? I have a wife. I have 4 daughters. So yeah, I have a lot of skin in this game. It's just getting to the point where it's fucking becoming nauseating. And it's fucking silly. So make a fucking decision, modern feminism. Do you believe in due process? Or do you still want to completely, expout bullshit? Bullshit. Utter bullshit. Like, video games are sexist. There's a patriarchy. Women don't have the same rights as men. There's a rape culture going around. Video games are not sexist. Women have more rights than men. And there's not a fucking patriarchy. Sorry. And that come the fuck on. I left my job because I was being played with a double standard. Even though it was a piece of shit job, I don't give a fuck about it. Because that's... there is a double fucking standard out there. I don't want to tell you my example of it. I could be called an asshole repeatedly, right? But right when I call a person a cunt, guess what? You're being fucking suspended because you called a woman a cunt. The same amount of times that she called me an asshole. And they're, if you look at the two statements, they're equal to each other, right? Let's preach equality, right? But you just can't say that to a woman. Fuck you and that mentality. So they wanted to suspend me retroactively because they needed me through those days, and they wanted to suspend me retroactively 2 days after the fact. No, I'm a fucking man, and I actually got standards, and we all make decisions, and I'm not gonna fucking sit around and work for a place that fucking abides by that shit. So yeah, that's just my somewhat educated opinion and rant about the whole fucking matter. Because modern feminism is a fucking joke. They don't want equality, they want supremacy.